Hello everyone, welcome back to the Toys Suka channel, a channel that will do reviews and photographs of many superhero action figure toys. And this time, I will review one of the latest and the one that has been waiting for a long time, McFarlane's mullet-haired Superman Zero Hour. The accessories for this figure are quite simple, with 4 hand types, 2 floating hands as alternatives, and 2 clenched fists as the default. It also comes with a stand base with a retro-style logo, which I just realized is the same logo on the box, which is the DC Direct logo. This figure also includes a DC comic cover from the 0 Hour Crisis in Time series. Which, when opened, only contains an advertisement page for McFarlane DC Multiverse products. There's also an information card, which contains information about this Superman figure, which is inspired by the comic series 0 Hour Crisis in Time number 4. The articulation on this Superman figure is certainly up to standard for McFarlane figures. However, there are some differences, such as the head articulation. It can't tilt up due to the mullet-haired design. The figure's head can look down to the left and right very well. Then, on the chest, there's a butterfly joint. This provides free movement of the shoulders and chest. On the arms, there are shoulder joints, bicep joints, double elbow joints, and wrist joints for hand movements. On the body, there are torso joints to make the figure upright and bent, and a waist joint that allows the figure to rotate its waist. Towards leg articulation, there are hip joints, double knee joints, ankle joints, toe joints, and finally, the ankle pivot. Here's a comparison between the McFarlane Superman figures. On the left is the very popular Superman Action 1000 in its time, and on the right is the Superman Rebirth, which has a more muscular body, a slightly larger scale than Action 1000, and is a little taller. From the positive assessment, I am happy that this new figure, compared to the other, has a better scale, with a taller body and a more muscular body. molding, of course. This makes this Superman Zero Hour figure look better, bigger, and taller. However, in this positive assessment, unfortunately, there are some things that are a little negative or less pleasing to me. In my opinion, the body molding of this Superman is a little too plain, not showing muscular muscles, at least for a Superman, when compared to other Supermans. Also, in terms of head sculpt molding, the head molding looks less strong and less characterful than the previous figure, even though it actually still looks good. Then, there's the logo on the chest, which shows that the previous production is clearly better, because the Superman logo on the previous figure has a prominent or embossed effect, unlike the recent McFarlane figures, which are only in the form of a print on the chest. So this is a little less pleasing. Then, the last thing that is certainly the biggest disappointment is the removal of the wired cape. This is really disappointing, because it will be very disturbing and reduce the maximum beauty of the McFarlane figure's articulation. I mean, if the wired cape makes production costs a constraint, why not just increase the selling price? I don't think McFarlane fans will have a problem with this. And really, I feel this gives a fairly large assessment of the degradation of production value and quality of McFarlane toys. Hopefully, the wired cape will be returned, and the price may be adjusted if necessary. Here's a comparison between this Superman Zero Hour figure and several other McFarlane figures. Here, I compare it with members of the Justice League. You can see how this figure looks very neat compared to the other Justice League members. We can see that this new mold looks taller and more appropriate to be called Superman, as well as when compared to Batman and Wonder Woman. In my opinion, it is very appropriate to how their height comparison is ideal, or how they look in the Justice League comics. Enjoy watching. Final conclusion of my review, in my opinion, for the wired cape problem. If you have sewing skills, you can do it yourself by unstitching this Superman cape and put the wire inside, or you can have someone do it. Or you can replace this default cape by buying a custom wired cape on the market. Then, I think it is not wise for McFarlane, where if they face a situation of mass production cost problems, then overcome it by reducing the quality of their production. Of course, this will have a bad impact on their own business, where the worst is that interest in buying McFarlane action figure toy collections will gradually decrease or even decrease drastically. I really hope for the future of McFarlane toys. When making new innovations, it doesn't mean removing what was good before. Thank you for watching. I hope you like it. Don't forget to click, like, subscribe, and comment. Best for all of you.